Alright, hey guys, I'm TCG and I'm here to bring you a Speedroid deck profile for January 2022. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm gonna start with the main deck. Speedroids, I've been playing them for a while, but I've been changing them. I've been updating them over and over. So if you guys have any ideas for what I should change, just let me know. So I run one Teratop. Teratop's really good. He's a combo starter. He just searches cards out for you, and he doesn't require you to normal summon. You can just special summon him. So in case they negate him, then you are able to continue playing. Tuck and Tornborg. So these two cards, the Teratop and the Tuck and Tornborg, are known because Burning Abyss used to play them. But here they're really good, and having three of them is great because he special summons himself, and then you can tribute him to special summon a tuner from your deck, which lets you continue your plays. And then I got three Marble Machine. Marble Machine is just like Teratop, except he can't summon itself, so it's not as good. But Marble Machine, when he's normal summon, he searches out a Speedroid, which lets you just continue doing more plays. And Card Turbo, he can special summon itself out, and a relevant graveyard effect where it can do 800 damage when you ban it, or it gain all your wind monsters gain 800 attack by banishing it, which comes in handy a lot. And if you have monsters that can like attack multiple times, which I have in the extra deck that I'll show you, like Chambara, it works out even better. Here I run two Horse Stilts. I know some people have stopped running it, but I think Horse Stilts is pretty great. When you normal summon it, it can special summon one from your hand, and that just it's a great combo starter, and it's not a once per turn, so it's always relevant to use. Yeah, it's great. I have two Denden Daiko. Denden Daiko is super relevant just because he is able to he is one of the Speedroids that can use the effect even on the turn that it's sent to the graveyard, which is great. Since you get I run a lot of cards that have discarding Speedroids, and discarding this is the most optimal one. And then I run two Ultra Hound. Ultra Hound is great because Ultra Hound could pitch then the Daiko, and then you can just special summon a tuner, or you can pitch the Speedroid Trap. And then when he's in the grave, you can shuffle back Speedroid monster in your graveyard, and special summon one from the extra deck with the same level. So it's a great way if you have a level 4 in your grave. It's a great way to summon the level 4 Synchro and go into a Cosmic Blazer. So he's pretty cool. And then I run two Red Eye Die. I used to run three of these. That's too much since you can just summon it out a lot and reuse it when it's in the grave. And it's just relevant when there's just multiple ways to get into it, and you don't need three. I think one is too little though. I know some people run one, but I'll just keep it at two. One Propeller Plane. Propeller Plane is great since whenever you special summon a Speedroid, he gets special summon out, and he just lets you continue doing plays. It's pretty nice. And then a level 4 tuner, Fuki Madoshi Piper, which lets you excavate. It's just a free draw. It's basically a pot of prosperity built into the Speedroid deck, so it's pretty great. And then here, one double Yo-Yo. He's pretty cool. Again, just like the Horse Stilts, he's not once per turn, so he's always relevant, but you're always going to want to search this out with the Link monster, Rubber Band Shooter, and then use, hopefully you roll and get this card into your hand so you get even more monsters from your grave, but sometimes you don't. But yeah, it's just great to have a one-of when you can search out. And then for the last of the monster lineup, Droll Lockbird, it is a wind effect, a wind hand trap monster that, and a lot of cards search out, a lot of decks search out cards from their deck, so this card is always seems to be relevant for me. But yeah, now we're going to go into the spells. So now going into the spells, I run three of the new Speedroid Scratch. Speedroid Scratch is great, and it's exactly what Speedroids needed. It's just a way to search out more Speedroids. And you have to discard it or send the Speedroid card from your hand to the grave. And again, then the Daiko is super great for that when you need to do that. Speedroid Wheel. I used to run, there was a time where I only ran 1, 2, and now I'm running 3. The Speedroid Wheel is just it lets you continue doing combos just by discarding card. Again, then Daiko is like a perfect target for that. So yeah, you just discard a card, and then you can get 2 monsters out for free. This is just a great combo extender in case they stop your plays. Then you're able to use your Speedroid Wheel and continue playing the game. And then we have 3 speed recovery. Speed recovery is great because it's a built-in Monster Reborn. You can't switch it out, which would make this card pretty busted, but it's still great, and it lets you recycle a card when it's in the grave. It's pretty nice. Definitely, I never like see it, but when I see it, it's always a great thing to have. 1 triple tactic talents. It's a really great card. It just lets you, if your opponent, this deck is kind of weak to hand traps, so if your opponent does that, you can at least continue doing some plays. 1 Raigeki, Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is extremely good in this deck too, for the same reason Speed Recovery is, so that's nice to see. Called by the Grave, hand traps, and then I run Shock Surprise. I know a lot of people don't run Shock Surprise, but it's been useful for me, just banishing up to 2 Speedroid monsters from your grave and then targeting that many cards in the field. I think it's a nice sort of destruction, and it's like a more budget-friendly form of destruction built into the archetype. And then I run 3 Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is just a hand trap. It's just great to have some hand traps to this deck. And then the Speedroid Duplicate, which I don't use this effect often. I mainly just use it as a dump for the Hound, and then I can special summon it and go into a link play in case I draw that card. But yeah, now I'm going to go into the extra deck. Okay, now going into the extra deck, I do run 2 of the Rubber Band Shooter. So I've recently changed this where I added an extra Rubber Band Shooter, but this card right here that I currently have is the High Speedroid Clear Wing Rider, which I'm not running right now. I think it's decent, but it's not consistent enough, and I don't summon it enough to justify having it, and I think having 2 of those would be better. So I have gotten it. It's just on its way. Here I run the Martial Metal Marcher. I don't summon him often either, but he is a great way to special summon a tuner from your grave and to continue some plays. So when you are able to summon him, he is pretty nice to go into. And then High Speedroid Quirk Shooter, he's amazing Speedroid because he just lets you get your material back that you used to summon him, or search out a Speedroid spell or trap, which is great. And most of the time I just bring back the material and then continue to go into other synchro plays. But you can also use its effect. It's search out a spell or trap in case you use the Speedroid Duplicate. In case you special summon that as a monster, you're able to still use its other effect. So that's great. High Speedroid Puzzle. The main reason I have it here is just to go into the Cosmic Blazar. But when he's in the grave, during the end phase, you just get a Speedroid card back. So that's nice to have. High Speedroid Hagoida. Hagoida is really nice. This card is great because if you control a tuner, it just comes back from your grave. So you're just able to get more and more use out of it. And it's just a great reason to run multiple Crystal Wings. Since you're just able to get a bunch of non-synchros through him to use as synchro material. And then Chambara, this card is good if you're going to finish your opponent. And it's also a nice target when you use the Hound. You're able to like recycle your Hagoida and then summon this out if that's what you want to do. In case you want to still synchro summon your Hagoida. Charge Warrior, he's nice. Level 6. It comes in often that I need to banish it for the Link monster. It's a perfect level to have, and you just draw a card and it can attack every monster. I don't really use it to attack, but I do like using it to banish. Clearwing Synchro Dragon. If a deck is playing a high level monsters, it can become relevant, but really it's just there for the Clearwing name, and it's a level 7. And Clearwing Fast Dragon, I think he's pretty good too. You can just target a monster and then negate its effects and make its attack 0. So that could be relevant. And then here I have a High Speedroid Kite Drake. So Kite Drake is nice because he can either clear the board or he can negate all effects on your monster side, or on your opponent's side of the field. So that comes in relevant a lot. And he's just a level 8 synchro that doesn't require non-tuner synchro monster. So he's super easy to go into, and he can just do a lot of damage. And it's a really nice card. That's it's a good thing that it's exclusive to the archetype. And then I used to run 1, but now I run 2 Crystal Wings just because it's easy to go into multiple Crystal Wings. It's even possible to go into 3, but most of the time you're just gonna want to have 2. But yeah, just a really nice monster negate that comes in handy a lot. I've seen a few people dropping the Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon, but he is a spell trap negate, and he can become immune to monster effects. It's nice, and this trap kind of has, this deck has some weaknesses to spells and traps. So having one sort of a negate is nice to have. It is a little bit difficult to summon, but that's why you have these two, so you can go into these and then just synchro with the Quirk Shooter. So he's definitely possible to summon. And then Cosmic Blazer. The more you get better at the deck and learn like the deck better, the more often you're able to summon Cosmic Blazer Dragon. It doesn't happen often if they do use hand traps to try to stop you. But if you have the clear board and you can go into this, it's great to go into. It's just a common nuisance for your opponent. It's just nice to have, and yeah. So this is what I have for my Speedroid deck profile for January 2022. If you guys have any ideas of things that I should change or want to see test hands or something, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.